because it's important for my seasonal affective disorder. I don't have much leave, so I'm unable to do this every Monday, but the last 2 years I did this and I was able to survive the winter without needing any medication. So stand and look at the sun. It's a beautiful day. Let me show you. It's a blue sky, very little in way of clouds. Apologies for the noise. Birds are singing. That's what we tend to get here. But what I'm here to do is I thought I'd show you a bit of the front garden and also tell you my plans for it. So we're going to start here at the front. I've forgotten what anti-rhinam or something like that. Anyway, these flowers have survived the frost. Today it's about 2 degrees and it's supposed to go it's supposed to go up to a maximum of 2 degrees, and tonight it will be -4. But these babies are surviving beautifully. So my plan is to maintain this space as it is. I like the jumbled space as it is. However, on this side, I want it to be more pristine and nicer. I am tempted to take up a little bit more of the grassy area to bring it in line, so that this whole area from here that way becomes a growing space all the way to the hedge. Now, because I've got this drum here and my solar powered watering system, which was not expensive, I think it was about 20 something pounds, worked so brilliantly, I'm thinking if I have raised beds here rather than what I currently have, and I actually have 2 beds which are supposed to be raised beds already. However, I was so worried about slugs and everything, I decided not to use them as raised beds. But I could quite easily use them as raised beds. Oh my God, Stella. Hey, brilliant. And then what I will also do is, I've got a lovely rose here, which comes back every year regardless of the fact I try and actually kill it off. This area has already got weed membranes, so if I was to use them as raised beds, I would actually just take out the stones, add a bit of perlite on the bottom for extra drainage, keep the weed membrane in place, and then just top it up with soil. Ha! Exciting. This is why it's so great. I love that container, but I've never used it for anything, so I think I might find myself some what's it called? I might find myself some, what are they called? Tulips or something like that, dwarf flowers of some sort, and use them for that area there. And in this area, I can always put these pots, so move them from there to here. The good thing about this garden is it's a south-facing garden, so as soon as the sun hits this point here, we have sun all day, as it goes all the way around until it goes down here. So in the summer, we have loads of sun. So this whole area becomes a fantastic space for growing. So this is exciting. And I haven't even thought of the allotment yet, but this is absolutely fantastically exciting. I need to weed this. I'll retain the pots for the blueberries, but probably move them further down to the side in order that this becomes a growing space. I don't know what for, but it will become a growing space. And then all this area can become clear if I have the growing space here. Oh God, it's so exciting when you have growing space. Now, last year, one of the things I need to do is I need to sort out my composting area and make it tidier. I am loving this type of bin for the compost because it comes with a cover, and therefore I do not have to worry about vermin. So what I did is I bought this from Home Base and made the holes that you see in it, and then I just started topping it up. And in the summer, now I won't disturb it now. In the summer it was beautiful, sinking really fast. Obviously in the winter everything goes slower. So I think I'll invest in a few more of these. They're the cheapest type of what is it? They're the cheapest type of, oh god, I've forgotten the name of it, bins you can find that you could use. Now I was trying to save this avocado. Sorry, I'm putting this back on here, but I don't know if it will survive, but I'll do this for it. Oh Lord, there's not much space for you, sweetie, but I'll do that because I've got garlic in there as well. I found a whole lot of garlic that was rooting, so I put it all over here, and I put some in there, and you can actually see it coming up there. So I put quite a few in there, so I've got a lot of planning to do. So yeah, as I was saying, sidetrack, as I was saying, I'm going to invest in these. I'm going to buy, the last time I actually set up my bins in the allotment, I used bath tiles, the very large ones to sit the bins on. So I'll probably do the same and take them from this corner here, going that way, but making sure that I have space to access the hedge and to trim it. I am also planning to invest in a hand trimmer because the chainsaw scared me too much. I gave it to my brother-in-law, but I'm going to get myself a one of those handhelds. I've seen one that I like. It's got a good enough length, and so once I have it, it will make cutting these areas easier. And this area here, I had planned to make it into a flower bed just along here, but then it takes away from the green space, and we like green. So what I need to do is either reseed it with grass seed, or what can I do with it? It's a pretty little space, but it's so close to the hedge. I mean, this I did really quickly. In less than 3 months of mulching this area with the clippings from the hedge, it became as it is. This area of the hedge is dead, but I do not know how to sort it out. So if anyone knows how to sort out dead hedge and to make it alive again, or to replace it without having your privacy screen taken away, please do let me know. This compost pots have been sitting there. They're nice big pots, so maybe I could, if I'm going to use raised beds here, I could just have a whole series of pots going all the way down. My plan is to be doing my own hedge because it allows me to get good material for my compost bins as well as for mulching my allotment as well. So I could easily have pots going all the way down in which I can actually put some sort of plants. Okay, so that's this area. It's not set in stone, but we shall see. Over here, let me move to a position where the sun is not in your face. All these, oh wow, what's this? Oh, that's a weed. Oh, that I'm sure. So let's do that. I'll sort it out. So the celery has held on. I've never seen celery grow so beautifully, and all I did was drop it in there. We've got a Swiss chard in there still hanging on, and celery in there as well. I put a couple of flowers in there. There's a bit of beetroot in there as well. I think that's beetroot. These were all tomato plants in here. So this space, I have an idea in my head of how I'm going to improve the watering system, because at the moment these are too tiny. So what I want to do is I want to replace them with a more robust water reservoir, especially since this is where I tend to grow my tomatoes throughout the summer. So they need a better reservoir system. We still have a few carrots in here. I also have some carrots in a pot just across the way there, so those will need to be sorted out. This is the ever-bearing strawberry, and I need to separate it out and probably put it into a pot. I find these pots was not very successful for growing strawberries last year, but I don't know whether it was because the strawberries themselves were a poor quality, because I took them out because they didn't do too well. So I'll have to decide what I do with it. I've got another one of them in the back, so maybe these will be flower ones. I've got another Swiss chard. This is a Luculus, which is hanging on and still producing new leaves. And that's another chard also hanging on. So we need to do something about that. This in here looks like celery. I don't even remember putting celery in there, but I must have done. The mint is doing fine. I put the mint in here because we've got mint growing wild over there and I needed to sort it out. So I took a bit, chucked it in there, and it's working. Still have a few more carrots in here as well. I've put this in there to provide in-bed composting space so that the fig tree can be fed because of the fact that it's in such a small pot. But if I move it before summer, it will be great because look, it's already budding. So I can move it to a bigger pot and move it somewhere where it gets sun most of the day, and hopefully that will help it. Okay, what else do I need to do? Oh yeah, we've already saved the raspberries. We'll need to go because they're not working in there. I may put some flowers in those little pots on the wall if I can think of what flowers to do. That took me so long to do. I set it up for strawberries and then it never worked the way I wanted it to. And all the strawberries got those grubs that eat them in them. So I never did that again. So we'll need to think. This shelf that I bought with a plan to use as a greenhouse, the shelf is good. The greenhouse functionality does not work with this shelf. And so what I need to do is I need to work out what to do with it because it hasn't worked the way I expected it to. And I'll retain one greenhouse shelf because I don't use it much. It's only in early spring, late towards summer that I use it for plants. And this year I'm not planning to grow anything too early in the year because I'm going to work with my outside space and prove that you do not need to necessarily have so much growing indoors in order to still have a successful year. So that is one of the plans for this year. So once the raspberries, I'll offer them out to people, and if someone wants to come and actually pick them up, I'll be more than happy for them to come and pick them up. Obviously my pots will remain, but they can actually take the plant out and because all I do every year is I just cut it off at the bottom and then they'll be able to take the plants. Okay, now we come to my nemesis, the hedge. So every year I do the garden, and I think my husband has given up on doing the garden because I tend to be a little bit of a perfectionist when it comes to the garden. So I tend to want it done in a specific way, and if you're going to do it, I want it done all in one day. I do not want it started and left half done, so he leaves it to me. So this year what I'm planning to do is oh god, I've got the sun in your face. What I'm planning to do is I will chop this back with a handheld saw and then bring it to a height where I don't need to go up on what's it called, on a ladder. That's it. The word will come if you wait long enough. So yeah, so what I'll do is I'll cut it back to a height that I can manage without having to step on a ladder to be able to do it. And we will then, so if it is here, there, that's the highest I can go without a ladder. Then I can keep it level, and also it will be much easier for me to maintain without worrying about having to step up on a ladder or pay someone to come and chop it down. When I asked for quotes on how much it would cost just to cut that area down to the level I want, I was quoted close to £1,000, and I'm like, nah, Stella, you're just going to have to brave it and do it, which is why I bought the chainsaw, but then I got too scared. So the handheld will do it. It will take a long time, so my plan is to start in February and hopefully it will be done before you know it. Oh my gosh, hold on 2 seconds, I'm just picking up my drip bits. So yeah, so hope it makes sense. If you have any ideas, please do let me know. I do plan to bring this down a little bit as well, just there as well, so that I don't have to climb the ladder to do the top, because I can lean the ladder on this, it's not as scary because it's solid. This one I'm scared of because the garden is on a slant, so even when you put up a ladder, it never feels secure. So that's why I want to shorten it. But this one is nice and solid. If I took it away, I would have so much growing space because but we do like the green. Let me show you. This whole space here used to be, from this edge here all the way, used to be covered by the hedge. So now it's my growing space. So we used to lose a lot of our garden because of hedges. Maybe one day I'll get a smaller, thinner hedge, one that you can actually cut thinner, but will still provide space. But for now, or as I get older and unable to manage, I might have it taken out and get a wooden fence put in, just as I've got on the other side, because then it will stay strong for my remaining days of life. Right, I've rambled on long enough. I need to go back in and get back to studying. Hopefully you'll join me on this journey as I create what I think I've actually logged in here, because I do look back at the videos to see what I've said and what I said I wanted to do. So if you have any ideas of how you would organize this space, please do let me know. It would be nice to have some comments, because what I notice is people will see my videos, they'll like them, but no one actually comments. So send me some ideas, please. Cheers.